What changes for you when recognizing the image of God in others? All of humanity is created in the image of God. All of us were created out of love for peace and joy. And to recognize the image of God in ourselves and in others isn't always easy, especially when we don't understand others, we don't agree, or we actually have a real issue between us. Or maybe, well, you know what? I don't live like that, so I don't understand it. And why do you live that way? So there are all kinds of things that can get in the way of us understanding that we are all created in the image of God. And Jesus provides us a little help in thinking about this when he says in Matthew 25:35-40, I was hungry and you gave me food to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothes to wear. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. Then those who are righteous will reply to him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you a drink? When did we see you as a stranger and welcome you, or naked and give you clothes to wear? When did we see you sick or in prison and visit you? Then the king will reply to them, I assure you that when you have done it for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you have done it for me. So what Jesus here is challenging us to think about is, how do we treat others, especially those who don't look like us, don't act like us, especially those who society goes, I just don't want to deal with them, or they shouldn't have done it that way, and I don't understand them, and they're in the wrong. To go, okay, how are we treating others, especially those that struggle with everyday kind of things? And it's one of those questions that we should be doing at every level of our lives, of going, all right, if I am noticing, taking into account the image of God is in everyone, not just the people that I like, not just the people that I agree with and get along with, but if God's image is part of all of us, then how do I act? How do I behave towards? How do I allow that understanding to change the way that I think, the way that I engage with others? And it's not easy. This isn't something that is easily done, but Jesus is challenging us to think about it and to do it. And so how will we allow these teachings, this particular teaching of Jesus, to impact us? Because this is a conversation about hospitality, about welcoming people in, about how we treat and understand one another as created in the image of God. And that practice of hospitality is actually a practice of discipleship, practicing the way of Jesus. And so this isn't just simply well, I'll think about it, but instead of, how do I incorporate this teaching into my everyday kind of life with everyone I come across, with those I know and those I don't know? So how will you allow the image of God, recognizing the image of God in yourself and in others, to change your actions, to change your words, to change the way that you engage with the people around you? Have a good one.